That's always a tricky question. The authors who made that model of story building, storytelling, and story living, they saw the heart of the brand first being a philosophy rather than a product, being principles first, because Stella McCartney was like that. And so they are different. I think it needs to be principles and products. You can never have a great brand without a great product. And where I differ to them in terms of the story building and story living is that I don't believe that people are interested in you talking the talk of sustainability or whatever it may be. They want to see actions. So I think we need to do the story doing and story living before we do the storytelling. Patagonia is a great example of that. It's not a luxury brand, it's a quality brand. But they put their mouths where the action is. They actually do the things first and then they talk. And we are seeing that more and more on the way to go, because to me that's too easy to talk. Principles aren't principles until they cost you money. So they need to be realistic, and people want to see that you are authentic. And so this is what I'm preaching, is the other way around. Do it first and then talk about it. Your question on brand repair and sustainability, they're two different questions. Brand repair to me is a brand that has developed a bad reputation and has to get out of it and change the reputation in the mind of consumers. Boeing, for the time being, is already, no one wants to fly Boeing 737. Dolce & Gabbana has developed a bad reputation in China for insulting the Chinese. So I think it's a very different issue. I think so. Brand repair is a story in its own because it depends on the damage. Most brands can be damaged. That is, can be repaired. There's no question about that. It's doing it properly. Sustainability, everyone is moving towards sustainability. So it's not even a marketing claim, and it shouldn't be a marketing claim, because we all have to be sustainable. So it's a matter of what are you doing that is maybe interesting. And such as Balenciaga is working with biomaterials. They're printing fabric out of bacteria, mushrooms. They're making their own materials that replace cotton, that can replace synthetic materials, and where they're expecting the future to be not growing cotton but growing fabrics in laboratories. And that's kind of interesting, and it's considered to be very sustainable, clean water, clean everything. What that may do in terms of hurting and harming communities is another story, especially in India. It worries me a lot because the cotton industry is so important here, and cotton uses too much water. What is going to become of that industry? So I'm concerned about things like that, and I think most brands who are in the industry are looking to improve in a sustainable way. But the big issue with that is that, for example, the ones who have developed the material for Balenciaga are holding it, they've patented their technology, and they're waiting to scale, and they're holding back the technology, they're not sharing it. So it means everyone has to wait until they're ready, they have to order through them, and for me that's not going to save the planet. If you want to save the planet, you need to share it free, just like Elon Musk did when he was serious about electric cars. He said, I'm happy to share my Tesla technology with everybody, even my competitor, because I want the world to move to batteries. And it's worked by offering it for free. But if you're holding it as a trademark, you're trying to cash in on it, it's not going to change the world one iota, because it's too small to have any impact. It's just a talk and it's a marketing point. Oh yes, we're doing this. To be sustainably ready, you have to go there, be serious, and bring the world along with you.